Hey guys, it's Scott with Savvy Realty, and today I'm going to talk to you about two of the best letters put together into one word that you can hear your short-term rental realtor tell you, and that is no. Um, you know that you get our daily emails every day, and those are hand-picked, pre-vetted properties that we have run comps on. We've looked at the competitors. We have, brainstormed and dreamed about what amenities and designs it needs, and we get those every day. And as you might imagine, we can't spend hours on each of these, so we're spending, like 10 to 15 minutes on each of these properties that we're looking at and analyzing. And to be honest, like 10 or 15 minutes on probably a handful of other properties that aren't going to make the cut. And what we're looking for is for a property that can do 15% of its purchase price and gross revenue per year. That we feel really confident about, that has no restrictions. And so we have already hand vetted all of that information. And we sent it out to you. And so the next step, you get excited about it. You see it in the daily email. You send us a property, we analyze it. We send something directly to you. However it gets to you, we start doing a deep dive. And out of the properties that we send to you in the email, we probably in the deep dive will tell you no to 2 out of 3 of those, because we don't want to sell you a property that's going to be decent or average. We want to sell you something that's going to be really great. And that is why we have the reputation that we have of doing that time and time after again with all of our clients. So when you get excited, we'll do a deep dive, and I'm going to kind of walk you through one that I did with a client the other day, and we came to a no. And, I kind of help you figure out why. We'll kind of walk through it just a little bit, but just know that, we're not afraid to tell you no. We're not afraid to tell you, I wouldn't spend my money like this. I don't think you should spend yours. And of course, if you want to, you're allowed to. It's your money, but we're going to be very upfront with you and let you know that. And if you're working with other people in this industry and, in this type of investments, look for that special 2-letter word. Look for no. And, that'll be a helpful thing in terms of trust there. All that to say, let's look at this one. So this one is really cute. It's in Bryson City, which is west of Asheville, out in western North Carolina. The other thing to mention too, when you get on the phone with us to walk through a property and go through this deep dive, it is a fantastic way to learn more about the area you're thinking about investing in. And so I'll point out some of those things here. And so even if you're just wanting to learn, getting on a 10, 15-minute phone call with us to walk through a property, you'll learn more in that than you will probably Googling for hours. So let's go here. So 218 Scenic Hill Drive. It's a cute A-frame. We know that A-frames do well. Like that shape, people love it for some reason. I have some metaphysical ideas about why, which we can get into another time. But, looking at this property, it looks clean. It looks great. It definitely needs some updating, like a refresh. We like to talk about, properties that need like a refresh versus ones that need a remodel. And, one of the great things here, it has this finished basement, and basement space is fantastic because we know we can add amenities. We can add bedrooms, a movie theater room, a game room, all of that. It's also got this garage, which you could finish out, or you could also use it as an amenity. I know a lot of our clients are just putting movie theater rooms in their garages. And that's great. And so, we'll start looking at this. We'll talk through the pictures of why we like the property. We'll also pull it up in our MLS. We'll see that, it's 1,000 square feet above, then 400 upstairs. And then the basement is 1,000 square feet as well. Currently, it is not considered heated living area, which is interesting and also an opportunity. And this is one we see a lot in Western North Carolina. It's an opportunity to finish it and get some instant equity in your house. And then maybe you can pull that back out in a HELOC and reinvest, or maybe you can pull that equity out and pay back the designer that you just paid to make your property amazing and fantastic. But yeah, we'll start to look at that kind of stuff. We'll do a deep dive. And then one of the things that we have access to a lot of the times are, these floor plans. And so we'll pull up this floor plan, we can see the deck. This is all making sense. Sometimes from the pictures, the house doesn't make sense, and the floor plan really helps. We have this long bathroom here with this master there. And then let's go look at let's see, second floor. That's open to below. That makes sense. There's 2 more bedrooms up here. Okay, so it's a 3-bedroom. That makes sense. And then as we keep going, we can see the basement part of it. And it looks like the basement already has a bathroom, which is really attractive in terms of, putting putting in an extra bedroom or even just amenities down there. It's great to have that extra space. So this is unfinished basement, which it looked like it wasn't in bad shape from the pictures, and this is the garage. And so this all is really helpful. We're happy to pull floor plans if they have them available. I love them when they're in the listing, but they're not always there. So, we'll go over this information if you talk to you about our ideas, and then sometimes you'll be like, why would you want to invest in Bryson City? And so, we'll walk you through stuff like this. Like, for example, we have Bryson City pulled up here in Google Maps. And what I want to look at here is I want to look at directions. And first, I'm just going to look at directions to Bryson City, which is downtown Bryson City. One, that's an attraction itself, and that's great to know. And so we're 5 minutes away. We're so close to Bryson City. That is a fantastic draw to this property, and you're going to get some traffic just from that. The other thing to know is that the North Carolina entrance to the Smoky Mountain National Park is right outside of Bryson City. And, a lot of people aren't as excited to go the hustle and bustle of the Smokies in the Tennessee region. And so we're getting a lot of spillover into Bryson City. And so, we can walk you through that, tell you a little bit about why that's awesome and why there's a big draw there. And so that could be part of it too. The other thing we're going to look up is we're going to look up Cherokee Casino, because that's another draw in this part of the area. And so, it looks like Cherokee Casino is about 20 minutes away, which is not too far. And also, your guests might be wanting to enjoy that and explore that as an amenity. And the last thing I want to check is I want to see how close it is to the ski area out there, Cataloochee. So it looks like this one is, 53 minutes away, which that's pretty far. So people are not going to be probably going to this Bryson City property to go ski at Cataloochee, but you never quite know. And so, now you have talked to us about this, and now you know 3 reference points that are big draws in this area. So maybe next time you're looking at a property out this direction, and you can type in all 3 to see, oh, this is kind of central to all of these. That's great. Or, maybe it's Maggie Valley, and you're like, oh, that's really close to Cataloochee, which is a big draw there. And Maggie Valley is close enough to Asheville. So there's these little tidbits that you'll learn as you're exploring this with us. And then I'll actually tell you the reason that we decided this property was a no, and that it wasn't going to be good to invest in. We wanted to look at Google to get a better idea about the surrounding houses. What do the lot lines look like? And so, we're looking at this over here. And we kind of had noticed this property, which is its neighbor. And it looks like something blew up and there's a lot of debris everywhere. And it turns out that what's going on is that this person is kind of a hoarder, and this is all of their trash and, to them, precious gems that they are storing. And, based on the directions, we know that to access our property, you're going to have to drive right past that. So to access the one we're talking about, you're going to drive right past that. And I don't know about you, but most of the guests coming to stay out here, you're in the mountains in Western North Carolina, and you have to drive past this big hoarder thing, and it's probably going to feel not so exciting. And so, when we're looking at the directions, if this house had been flip-flopped and you never had to pass it, this might still be a possibility. We'll go out there, we'll get some video, we'll examine it, make sure it's all good to go. But, for the most part, it might be still a yes. And it also might still be a no. But ultimately, that was the reason we ended up passing on this one and decided, hey, this is a no, and let's start looking for something else. And so now you've learned stuff about the area. You've talked with your realtor. You're establishing some more trust, learning more about that area. And we're telling you, because we're going to get you to a yes. And the more time that you spend talking with us, the more likely it is that when we see that next perfect property, you'll be front of mind. We'll send it over to you right away, get you under contract in a day, all that good stuff. And then, you'll be making those fantastic returns. So all that to say, I hope this was helpful. We're happy to tell you no. We look forward to telling you no more often. Feel free to reach out anytime you want to do a property walkthrough, and we'll be excited to do that. Thanks so much, and we'll talk to you soon.